okay, is far beyond our expectation.
It's the safest way of owning a house.
My mouth is full of appreciation to Federal Mortgage Bank.
It is a delight to have you join us again on yet another edition of the program, Everyone Deserves a Home, a program coming your way from the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria as it showcases its efforts in delivering affordable housing and mortgaging options to Nigerians. My name is Zuleyhat Belagubir, your regular anchor. It is the goal of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria to have its contributors all across the country benefit from the various loan products of the bank. That is why the bank makes efforts to meet the needs of other contributors in the various state offices through different loan windows and products. In our episode tonight, we will be measuring the impact FMBN has made in Delta State in terms of NHF contributions, estate development, amongst other parameters. Stay tuned after the break for the full program.
Get trained as a mortgage expert, smart property development industry player. Get that full option capacity training center for your individual or organizational needs at the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria FMBN Training Center. Courses are both technical and managerial in mortgage operations, finance, human resources, and ICT, all facilitated by both internal and external mortgage and property industry experts.
We borrow the money from the bank. Every month we're servicing it.
All FMBN courses are approved by the Center for Management Development. Meanwhile, the FMBN Training Center offers 8 training facilities for rentals, 3 seminar rooms of 30 seating capacities, 2 syndicate rooms of 10 and 12 seating capacities, 2 conference halls of 108 and 78 seating capacities, an ICT lab of 38 seats, and a 24/7 power supply. Visit the FMBN Center at number J4 Ali Akilu Road, Kaduna. Email training.school@fmbn.gov.ng or call 0901 280 3484.
Like always, the program will open with issues making the news from our weekly diary. In our lineup tonight, FMBN sends off management team just as Group Head Risk Management emerges as acting MD of the FMBN. Details of these stories coming up shortly. Don't go away.
The board and staff of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria on Thursday, 7th April 2022, held a valedictory session for the immediate past management team of the bank to honor them for their efforts and contributions towards transforming the mortgage sector in Nigeria. Chairman, Board of Directors, FMBN, Mr. Ayodeji Beleyi, while speaking at the event that took place at the bank's corporate headquarters, commended the team for the hard work and dedication in the last 5 years. Beleyi wished the team well as they move on to future activities.
We say a very, very big thank you to this very able, committed, and revolutionary, transformational team, transformational management team that passed through this institution between 2017 and 2022. I say kudos and bravo to you. And what I've seen, what I've found is that here is a huge base of capable and competent human capital resource. You can have everything in the world. The most strategic asset of any institution are the human beings. We can get the best of core banking application. We can get the best of edifice in terms of our corporate environment, the best of computers. But guess what? They are not going to operate themselves by themselves. It is the human being that is most critical.
Former Managing Director of the bank, Architect Ahmed Bengiwa, in his speech at the event, thanked the board, staff and management of the bank for the support rendered, making the successes recorded in the last 5 years realizable.
I have to commend the entire board because without the board that have guided us, the executive manager wouldn't have achieved what they have achieved. This, as I said, the staff has also done that. But honestly speaking, whatever executive management decides, we'll take it to the board, and it's another new debate. They put a lot of perspectives to all our decisions, and it is well debated, and better decisions are brought forward for it.
Former executive directors also took turns to appreciate the staff and board of the bank for rendering them support during their time of service and offered words of advice to those taking over.
Let me encourage the new class prefect, the gentleman on my right, to be a good team player. This ship is difficult to steady. Be fair to your colleagues. You don't know tomorrow.
As much as possible, I have done what I could, and history will judge. For the staff of Federal Mortgage Bank, my statement is always do good to yourself.
There's no better way to say it. That Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, we came in here, there's a way we met it, there's a way we are living it today. The comparison, the appraisals, the evaluations remain with public and the Nigerians. To look at the parameters, to look at the records and the archives, see what we have made this bank and what have we left behind.
Other non-executive board members at the event praised the outgoing management for repositioning the mortgage system. Staff of the FMBN applauded the team for not only being bothered about the mortgage industry, but about the welfare of the staff of the bank and wished them well in their future endeavors. Gifts were presented to the outgoing management team in appreciation of their service to the bank. Following the lapse of the tenure of the management team of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, Group Head Risk Management Mr. Kabir Adeniyi Yagboyaju has emerged as the acting Managing Director and Chief Executive of the bank. Speaking during the handover, which took place on Friday, 8 April 2022 at the bank, former Managing Director of the bank, Architect Ahmed Nengiwa, urged the acting Managing Director and subsequent leaders to do better than what the recently outgone team had achieved in repositioning the bank and the mortgage industry.
We have said it earlier in our speeches that we are proud to have recorded a lot of milestone achievements over these 5 years for the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. We hope and pray that any executive management that may come on board, they will do far better than what we have done. We pray for that.
Amen.
Amen. As you quite well know that, as far as we know, the main crux of our achievements or our successes are basically the fact that when we came on board, we look at the problems. What are the problems that FMBN is facing? And that's what we took and tried to solve them. In trying to solve them, we made tremendous achievements that has never been done since the bank was established.
Acting Managing Director of the bank, Mr. Kabir Yagboyaju, in his acceptance speech, called on the staff of the bank to render support to him in order to continue from where the outgone management team left off.
I wish to thank the outgoing executive management for their efforts in the last 5 years in navigating the course of the bank towards better performance as previously enumerated by the outgoing Managing Director, Chief Executive. With passion and determination to make a mark in the history of this great institution, my colleagues will bear me witness that my goals have always been to put FMBN in the limelight of excellent service, performance delivery on its core mandate and impacting significantly on the nation's economy.
Yagboyaju said he would focus on the bank's 5-year strategic plan to achieve set targets. Board Chairman of the bank, Mr. Ayodeji Gbeleyi, who also spoke, appealed to the acting managing director to continue the good work from where the former team led off.
The last 5 years will continue to be, remarkable in the annals of the history of this institution. My appeal to you guys who are taking over today is that you should not let these ladies and gentlemen down. Don't let them look back and say that, oh wow, if you are spending 2 days in office, or 1 week in office, 1 month in office, 3 months in office, or 6 months, depending on when the recomposition of the new executive management comes through at the pleasure of Mr. President. Please make it very, very remarkable. Make it such that you are building on the successes that have been recorded by the outgoing executive management team.
Prior to his appointment as the acting managing director and chief executive FMBN, Mr. Yagboyaju was the most senior general manager and the group head risk management. His immediate priorities include monitoring of all ongoing housing development projects to ensure that the bank's investments are properly recovered, ensuring that the bank's financial ratios with the regulatory authorities are positively improved, speedy delivery of the bank's computerization project, repositioning and recapitalization of the bank, turnaround time on service delivery.
If you're just joining us, the program is Everyone Deserves a Home. No doubt the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria in the last 5 years has lived up to its mandate of providing affordable housing for medium and low-income earners through the National Housing Fund scheme. We are looking at Delta State to see some of the things the FMBN has done to make its impact felt in the quest to reduce the housing deficit in the state. We shall also see how well the branch office is doing in carrying out the mandate of the Apex Mortgage Bank in the state. Don't go away.
Delta State has an estimated population of about 6 million people. As a state with a large workforce both in the formal and informal sectors, Delta is one of the states fully complying with the National Housing Fund scheme. All MDAs in the state are 100% registered on the scheme.
For the state workers, all the MDAs are into the scheme. The primary school teachers are into the scheme. You have some private organizations are in the scheme, private schools are in the scheme, self-employed are also in the scheme.
Presently, there are over 50,000 contributors to the National Housing Fund in Delta State, with a total contribution of 11.636 billion naira.
With the ever-increasing number of NHF contributors in the state, the FMBN has developed and is still developing estates in various parts of the state for its contributors. The Cooperative Housing Loan Window is one particular product of the bank through which many contributors of the National Housing Fund are being sheltered. Some estates under this loan window include Delta State University Teaching Hospital Staff Multipurpose Cooperative Society providing 262 units, Delta State Broadcasting Service Cooperative Society developing 60 housing units, Power and Energy Staff Multipurpose Cooperative Society also providing 140 units of housing.
As you can see, in this geographical area, we have housing challenges, and we have members that are coming from Sapele, Warri, Benin in terms of accommodation. So the idea actually came about with these challenges with housing. So we deem it necessary to come about this idea to build affordable houses for our members.
Developing these housing units have created employment opportunities for quite a number of people.
This is one of the things that when mega projects like this come into place in a location, one, it helps in the financial needs, it curbs the unemployment challenges in areas, and a lot of families benefit.
Considering the volume of work we've done, I think in vast and all we can say about 70 to 80 people have been involved in this to get us to this stage.
Beneficiaries of these houses laud the National Housing Fund scheme.
I feel excited because, you know, in the civil service, it takes you years to actually own a house. But effortlessly, through the cooperative society, you know, we are proud house owners today.
One of the mandates of the State Branch Office is ensuring quality service delivery. In this regard, the branch office enjoys good synergy with its developers, as some of them testify.
You can see the quality of work by yourself. We put in our best. We try to be different from others. Though it's a low housing scheme, but we believe that those who are going to live here are human beings and it's what they're going to pay for. So we use the best of material to bring this building to where it is.
The State Office also monitors the activities of developers to ensure that they deliver according to specifications.
On our own, we ensure at least every week, or if it is far, as far as we can get it right, visit and tell them you must deliver what we have told you to deliver. So monitoring, yes, we do that as often as we can.
The home renovation loan is another area of high impact in Delta State. Currently, about 1,242 people have benefited the sum of 1.143 billion naira under the home renovation loan, with 244.680 million naira currently being processed for about 255 people. The Delta State Office, in response to the new thinking of the FMBN, has also initiated processes to ensure retirees get their refunds as at when due. So far, over 2.396 billion naira has been refunded to over 18,825 retiring and deceased contributors.
The latest couple in town.
Good day, sir.
How are you? Oh, sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Drinks?
No, we're fine, sir.
How was the moon experience?
It was quite an experience.
How about house?
We are renting at the moment, but we intend to save enough to own our own house, right?
Why not avoid all those Shylock landlords and own a house upfront? With the average income and cost of building houses today in Nigeria, mortgage is the best option. No sweat. I tell you what, that was how I got my first house, and I've never regretted it.
To make good homes, and by implication a good society, an individual is expected to have an abode from which to take off and return at the end of each day. At the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, everyone deserves a home. Come join us at FMBN and let's shelter Nigeria together.
And now to my favorite segment, where beneficiaries of the National Housing Fund scheme share their stories to encourage contributors. Keep watching as we hear from another beneficiary of the National Housing Fund how he was able to become a homeowner through the scheme.
The payment process is quite flawless.
It was unbelievable because I didn't know that they have such a scheme existing in Nigeria.
Is it true that I will get the house? No, why not? You met all the requirements, so you'll get it.
The joy of ownership is wonderful.
Udo Nelson Nkanan is the proud owner of this 3-bedroom apartment at Dombide Estate, Ogun State. He got to know about the house through his friend, who also owns a house in the same estate. It was his friend who told him how he got the house, which motivated Udo to also apply for a house.
There was a time I came for a friend's naming ceremony here. I think that was in 2016, 2017. And I got to like the place. And he took me through the process. I met the developer and everything. So towards the end of 2016, early 2017, I moved. I started work 2016, then I moved in towards the end and 2017. Then I picked up the form, then I filled the form, Then I was told it's part financed by Federal Mortgage.
The excited homeowner says he's now at peace knowing the house belongs to him. Another exciting thing for Udo is the fact that he has the right to remodel the house to his taste.
Well, I think here there's peace of mind. You know that after payment, the apartment is yours. And for here too, you could get to develop your apartment the way you want to. Unlike a rented apartment that you have to, you can't even develop because you know once you move out, it automatically belongs to the landlord, or you have to take permission before you do anything or any major renovation on your house. But here, there's peace of mind, the apartment is yours. And most importantly, I mean, the security here has been fantastic.
He lauds the NHF scheme and urged other low-income earners to also take up the initiative.
It's a very, very good program. I don't know how many of these programs they have running in Nigeria, but as far as I'm concerned, I mean, it has enabled low-income earners to be able to come into house ownership scheme. You understand? I mean, people that would never think, how am I going to save 10, 15, 20 million to buy a house? For as little as your equity of 30%, you can own a house and pay the rest over a period of years, depending on how Federal Mortgage structures the loan. I think, like they say, seeing is believing. They should take the first step first, get the form, apply for the facility, and see whether it exists or not. So seeing is believing. I didn't believe it until my friend said, it's easy. Took me to the developer, blah, 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 blah. So I would tell them, let them try it out. Because, I mean, if you don't try something out first, you cannot say it doesn't work.
Our question for the week is, can one get an NHF loan if a primary mortgage bank is not in his or her state?
We encourage contributors to approach primary mortgage banks that are closer to their place of work, so that if, for instance, you are working in Niger State and there is no primary mortgage bank in Niger, then you can come to Abuja because it's closer and approach any of the primary mortgage banks so that they can package your applications. And then, but we have estate in most of the states of the Federation. And what we do is we encourage primary mortgage banks, wherever we have funded estate, we have a primary mortgage bank that will package applications for beneficiary of those funded estate. So in such instances, we encourage contributors to use that PMB that has, mostly we even allow such PMBs to have a desk officer on all our offices. Once we have a funded estate, the primary mortgage bank that will package NHF application for those funded estates can have a desk in our office, so that if you have other applicants, they can still use that primary mortgage bank. And then, but where you don't have such, then we encourage contributors to approach a primary mortgage bank nearest to them.
This is where we end this episode of the program, Everyone Deserves a Home. Do well to keep a date with us again next week, same time, on this same station for another exciting edition of the program. Send in your questions and inquiries to the numbers showing on your screens, or visit our website on www.fmbn.gov.ng for more information about us. Don't forget to catch up on this and other episodes of the program on our social media platforms showing on your screens. Until next time, it's bye from here.